So we are out in the garden, and what are you up to?
When did we plant these?
I don't remember.
April?
A couple weeks ago.
These are what they look like now.
So what are they?
Those are my Buttercrunch lettuce.
How many came up?
12. All 12 of them. And more because there's 2 in most of them.
This one died?
It sort of drowned it, but last time I drowned it, it came back.
So what are we doing now?
We are going to plant these. I was really excited.
All right.
Really excited to plant
where are we going to
these.
plant them?
Well, we were thinking in this bed, I think.
Along the front, in front of the Kajari melons?
And Tibo walks through there.
All right, so show us how you're planting them.
So we did the holes, and there is 8 I had to count right before we started.
All right, so you're going to grab one of these starts out, and we'll see how they do. So what are you going to do with them once you get them out here?
So I'm sort of going to break it. So we're sort of like going to go like this as we not very good at crushing. I'm used to not supposed to be crushing eggs unless I'm baking. So just throwing it off. There we are. So just taking it all off. And then you set in there, and then you could sort of just leave the egg shell somewhere near it. And we have one of our lettuce plants done. So then crumble the stuff around it.
1 of 12. Well, we'll probably bury that so it's not on the top. Anyways, we're going to plant the rest of them and come back when we're done. Well, these ones are all in. So there's the 8 little lettuce starts all planted and eggshells crushed up a bit so they can spread the roots. But they didn't all fit.
Last one.
Last one, which is going to go
right
over here. So you get that one.
I've gotten a lot better at it, you want to see? Just going to do it.
You are getting better at it. This is one of the nice things about using the eggshells, is you're technically just adding the eggshell as an amendment around the plant. And
once you're done with it, you just break it
up and then it goes. So there's Alex's little lettuce egg experiment, and we'll come back and see how these are doing. These were what kind were they, Alex?
Buttercrunch lettuce.
Excellent, which we like Buttercrunch.
I chose Buttercrunch because he doesn't like butter, and I like crunchy lettuce, the crunchy part of lettuce.
So after planting some lettuce, we were kind of doing some other garden stuff, and we came over and looked at these white icicle radishes. And turns out they've actually done really well this year compared to the past when we've grown them. So James has already picked a couple. So James has already actually picked a few. And these two actually look really good compared to, I'm going to zoom in a bit. These look really good compared to ones we've grown last year. So what's the one thing you noticed about the radishes when you were picking them?
That they're actually doing quite good. And when I was harvesting them, the leaves were a little bit prickly.
Not terrible, but a little bit prickly.
So, just as a little tip when you're harvesting, make sure to hold them by the stem and not the leaf.
So, we're going to pick, maybe 2 or 3 more and try them? So let's go down and take a look here. So, some of these are actually growing quite well. You can kind of see them in there. They're getting pretty big. This one's a little smaller, but we may actually leave a couple of these to go to seed, but we definitely want to keep good ones. So we might actually leave these ones because the ones on this side of the bed are really quite nice. But I'm going to say, do you want to pick this one? It won't be as big.
Sure.
But you can pull that one up and see what we get. I can tell you right now it won't be as big, but this one right here. That little radish that you've got, why do you think I asked you to pick that one?
I have absolutely no clue, Chris. Why?
Well, I'll tell you. If you look at the stem here in front of you, this one was already trying to bolt. And what do you know what bolt means?
Yes, it's basically about to flower, which means they'll have seeds and then all that jazz.
Now the question is, do you want radish seeds from a radish like that? Because it's not a very big radish compared to your other two, is it?
Nope. Absolutely
So
not.
this one, we're going to pick and eat the little bit of radish we have so that we can let some of those nicer ones go to seed.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if we can pick one or two more. How's that sound?
Yep.
So here's...
All of our eaten radishes.
Yeah, we're going to take them in the house, weigh them up, and eat them. And then over here...
Is our unfortunate bunny eaters.
Yeah, these were ones that we kind of thinned them out because they were growing quite a bit of foliage, but they really hadn't grown much in the way of a root. So most of them were next to, with the exception of two that were already trying to go to seed, most of them were growing right next to some actually decent looking ones. So we're going to leave the decent ones in, and we're going to feed these greens to the rabbits. How do you feel about your radish harvest?
Awesome.
Well, even though those few radishes were didn't really produce any food for us, they are still feeding the bunnies. So it's a case of where thinning is not necessarily a complete negative when you have other animals that will eat it. And they seem to be enjoying it. So we're going to go and give our icicle radishes a try and see how we enjoy them.